How to actually lose weight? Well, first, let's get this straight. You don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. Weight fluctuates every day. Body fat, on the other hand, you want to lose that to show your muscles. So here's the guide to losing fat. You want to make losing fat as effortless as possible. Let me explain. Our bodies live by eating calories, which is energy, so in order to lose fat, we need to eat less, meaning we're technically slowly killing ourselves and having less energy inside our body than what we're used to. So now that we know we need to eat less to lose fat, how do we find the amount of calories we need to eat? What foods should we eat to lose body fat? And how can we eat as much food as possible to still lose fat? Let's go over it, plus some bonus tips at the end, which helped me lose 30 pounds of stubborn fat and keep it off. Now, addressing the first question, how do we find the amount of calories we need to eat? Finding how much we should eat is fairly simple. What you want to do is go on the internet and look up a basic maintenance calorie generator. Put the following information in, and voila, you have the amount of calories you need to eat to maintain your current lifestyle. This is called your maintenance calories. Now, to lose weight, we need to eat less than this number. Ideally, we want to eat 300 to 500 calories below this number to lose roughly 1 pound of fat per week. So I recommend that. Let's move on to what foods should help us in our fat loss. So what foods should we eat for fat loss? Foods you want to eat are foods that are high in protein. Protein should be the highest macronutrient in the meal because it takes your body longer to digest protein, meaning you'll feel full longer. Protein is pretty much a super macronutrient because it helps us build more muscle and maintain muscle mass. Our body also burns more calories digesting protein. Protein is actually elite, but don't neglect carbs or fats. They help regulate energy levels and hormone functions. Now, when you're losing fat, you want to minimize muscle loss as much as possible unless you want to look like this. Ideally hit 0.7 to 1 grams of protein per pound body weight. So for example, if you are 180 pounds, you want to ideally eat 126 to 180 grams of protein. Use an app like MyFitnessPal or Lose It to track your calories and macros. I personally use Lose It because it has a great glossary of foods. Now, your protein sources should be from whole foods. Other protein sources like protein powders and shakes and bars, those are fine in order to hit your protein goal. Now, the carb sources. There are 2 carb sources. Complex carbs, which take longer to digest and will give you energy 2 hours later after consumption. This should be eaten post-workout. And simple carbs, which are quickly digestible and will give you energy quickly. This should be eaten as a pre-workout. Fat sources. All I eat for this is eggs. I don't use oils for fat sources because they're also high in calories. Eggs, on the other hand, they have very important vitamins and minerals and are also high in protein and good fats. Now, how can we eat as much food as possible and still lose fat? This is what we call in the fitness community volume eating. Volume eating is filling up your meals with low-calorie, high-density foods. Some great examples I implemented in my diet are vegetables, fruits, sugar-free foods like Jell-O, potatoes, Greek yogurt. Even better if you can combine these and make like a Greek yogurt fruit bowl, which is super filling and high in protein. And it tastes amazing. Now finally, bonus tips, important things to know before losing weight. Let's look at what we learned in order to lose fat effortlessly. Right, so we need to find our calorie deficit using an online calculator. We need to eat within that deficit with high protein, low calorie meals and keep balanced macros to regulate energy levels throughout the day. And lastly, how we can eat as much food as possible while still losing weight. This is great, but what else should we know? There's a lot of stuff all over the internet, a lot of false information, a lot of information that you think you need to do to lose weight, to lose fat, but I'm gonna break it down here. You don't need to do intense cardio, such as running, swimming, cycling. Steady state cardio will be your best friend, like walking. They're easy on your body, doesn't increase appetite, and you will still be burning calories. I aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day. Now, nextly, You need to strength train. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. You need to strength train to maintain your muscle mass and potentially grow more muscle. If you don't strength train, you will lose your muscle mass with your fat and end up looking really skinny, which is not what we want to do. Listen to your body. Now, nextly, listen to your body and mind, right? Losing weight is all about eating less, but keeping the weight off is a mentality game and requires you to know your body, right? This is longevity. You want to eat when you're actually hungry, not bored or not because of a routine. Eat when your body is able to crave some broccoli, like a whole pound broccoli. Also, eat what makes you feel better, right? Are you going to feel better eating cupcakes and cookies or a juicy steak? Not saying, you can't eat cupcakes or cookies, but 80% of the time, eat the juicy steak. It's going to make you feel a lot better. Now, my advice for mentality and longevity, you need to understand that weight loss is a long-term game. Setbacks will happen. There will be days when you overeat and undereat, and that's okay. Just don't fall back on the routine and overeat consistently. Lastly, there are no bad or good foods that you can eat in your diet. There are just more calorie dense foods than other foods. Food is fuel, some are better fuel than others. Just eat whole foods, which will make you feel better, and sometimes eat processed foods because you're human and it's fun once in a while. And that's it for now. There are obviously more hacks to make fat loss easier, but this is a small yet extremely helpful guide I wish I had when I went on my fitness journey. So I hope you enjoyed it and I'd also appreciate a sub. Thank you.